Going on, guys? Orange Form coming at you guys today with another video. And today we do the preview. We're doing this on a Sunday before the 1 o'clock games. We got a Week 8 matchup with the Las Vegas Raiders coming into Motown to face our Detroit Lions. Raiders coming in at 3-4, second in the AFC West, and the Lions still at 5-2, number 1 in the NFC North. A Monday night matchup under the lights. I believe this is the third primetime game for the Detroit Lions. It's hopefully they can go 3-0 in primetime games. So yeah, the Raiders are coming to town. Let's start off with the injuries right away. And the Raiders got a little bit of a lengthy injury list. A couple guys out. We'll get right to it. So we do the home team. We do the road teams first. We always do that here. And let's start with the Raiders. So we got kicker Daniel Carlson with the groin. Did not practice. I'm assuming he's out. I did this. There was no real status of these guys, so when I kind of wrote this out yesterday, didn't really get into it today with checking up on it. But Daniel Carlson does have a groin. He didn't practice on Friday, so I don't really know what he did Saturday. So he is out, but who knows? Then linebacker Divine Diablo is a pretty good linebacker. Ankle, didn't practice on Friday. Don't know what happened Saturday. Assuming he is out. Maybe he's questionable. We'll see. Wide receiver Devontae Adams with a shoulder. He was a full practice pretty much all week with no real injury designation going on. Looks like he'll be playing. Cornerback Jakarian Bennett, shoulder and a knee problem. Limited practice, probably questionable. Linebacker Curtis Bolton, knee, limited practice, questionable too. Defensive end Max Crosby, probably their best player on the team on defense anyways. Knee, limited practice, looks like he'll be a go. Quarterback Jimmy G with a back issue. They've gone through 3 different quarterbacks: Brian Hoyer, Aiden O'Connell, the rookie out of Purdue, and Jimmy G himself. It looks like he's practicing. He was a full practice on Friday. I'm assuming that he's going to have no injury designation. So we'll get more on that by tomorrow night. Nate Hobbs, another cornerback, ankle, limited practice. I'm assuming he's questionable. Cornerback Marcus Peters, back, limited practice, questionable. And then cornerback Taylor Hall, foot, full practice. Looks like no injury designation. So a lot of corners I've noticed with for the Las Vegas Raiders there. So, you know, a couple guys it looks like that could be out, but maybe a lot of game time decisions going on. And then with the Lions, you know, pretty much the same thing. I kind of wrote this out yesterday, couldn't get to it until today. But I do know we have 2 guys out for sure, and that's offensive guard Jonah Jackson. I believe it's his 3rd game in a row now, I want to say, with an ankle. Did not practice. He is out. Running back David Montgomery, ribs, did not practice. He is out as well. Defensive tackle Benito Jones with an ankle, limited practice, questionable, it seems like. Center Frank Ragnow, he's got the toe injury. Now he's got this calf injury, the rest. But he did not practice. He is doubtful, so I can't see him playing at all, and we'll get more into that as well. You usually get that D designation as in doubtful. It means you're probably not going to play. Linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez, ankle, limited practice. Looks like he's going to be going. He's questionable, though. Offensive guard Halapula Vaitai with a back injury, limited practice. He's missed some time, though. Looks like he's questionable. Game time decision. We'll get more to that too as well. Coyote Awosika has pretty much been filling in for him. And then cornerback Jerry Jacobs has had a knee injury. It looks like he was a full practice, so it looks like he will have no injury designation. It looks like he's a full go on Monday night. Now let's go to the rankings. You know, we do the offense first. We'll start off with the Raiders. Yards per game. They got 284.1 total yards per game. That puts them at 27th in the league. This is a really bad offense, guys, and they have good football players on that offense too, which is crazy. Rush per game, they rush for only 68.6 yards a game. That puts them at 32 in the league. And they have Josh Jacobs, so you know he's had maybe 1 or 2 good games, and the rest he just hasn't. They haven't been able to generate any type of run. And then per rush, they rush for 3 yards per player there, so that they average out to 3 yards per carry. That puts them at 32nd in the league as well. So they can't run the ball. Passing per game, 215.6 yards a game. That puts them at 18th. Remember, Three different quarterbacks have been in that rotation. The QBR, 74.7 QBR. It puts them at 30th. Sacks given. They've given up 16 sacks on the season. That tied for 8th spot. Third down percentage. That's them turning a third down into first downs. At a 35% clip, that puts them at 25th in the league. Possession per game, they hold on to the ball 28 minutes and 45 seconds per game. That's the average. That puts them at 23. And then points per game, they're only scoring 16 points a game. That puts them at 30th. So this is a really bad offense, guys. You know, with some really good football players on it. So it's like Dan Campbell said, they're almost ready for an explosion. This team's like a ticking time bomb. He said it, I forget who he was talking to. One of the beat writers or one of the sports guys on the Detroit area. And pretty much said, he goes, these guys are a ticking time bomb. They haven't really had a great feel for their offense all year, but we feel like this team can explode at any minute. So keep an eye on it. Now to the Lions offense, you know, yards per game, 377 total yards per game. That puts them at 4th in the league. They rush for 118.4 yards a game, puts them at 11th. Per rush, 4.1 yards per rush. That puts them at number 10, so top 10 running attack. Passing per game, 258.6 yards. Jared Goff, that puts him at 5th. That puts the whole passing game at 5th in the NFL. QBR, 97.5, puts him at 9. So top 10 quarterback play. They've given up 15 sacks on the year. That ties them for 7th with a few other teams. Their third down percentage, turning third downs into first downs, is at a 40.4% clip. That puts them at 13th. They possess the ball on offense, 33 minutes, 6 seconds. That's per average. That puts them at number 3, so their offense is on the field quite a bit, and they're scoring points. And 24.9 points per game, that puts them at 7th. So it's a top 5 to 10 offense overall across the board. Offense is not the issue right now, especially when we're at home. On the road, it's a whole different story. This is not that type of video. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting closer and closer to one. But it's a top 10 offense. Just bottom line, top 10 offense. Extremely explosive at home. Let's get to the defense. Raiders first. Yards per game, 316.4 yards per game total they give up. So that puts them at 10. Very underrated defense. Rush per game, they give up 129 yards a game. That puts them at 24th, so you can run on them though. Per rush, 4.4, tied for 25th. They don't stop the run very well. Pass per game, very good pass defense. 187.4 yards per game against, puts them at 5th in the NFL. It's a very good. QBR, 90.8, puts them at 21. So they're good against the pass, but there's some success with quarterbacks, if you catch my drift. And then sacks, they only have 15 on the year. Max Crosby is their guy over there. It's kind of like a Aiden Hutchinson thing over there, with the same thing with the Raiders. They don't have a pass rush. They only have Max Crosby, pretty much. That's pretty much their pass rush, and he's got like 5 or 6 sacks on the season, so almost half. He's getting closer and closer, so like a 40-something% total right there. That puts them at 26th. Their third down percentage stopping, third downs at the first downs, is at a 45.6%. So they're not very good at that. Puts them at 26th. So offenses are getting first downs on third downs against them. Possession per game, 31 minutes and 14 seconds they are on the field. That puts them at 24. And then points per game, they're giving up 23 points a game. That puts them at 23. So they got some good spots on that defense. We'll get into it a little bit more. They don't play the run exceptionally well, but they play the pass pretty good, especially when you got a guy like Max Crosby coming across and trying to get to the quarterback. And then let's go to the Lions defense, 316.9 yards. That puts them at 11, right behind the Raiders there. Rush per game, we give up 76.3 yards a game, puts us at number 2, one of the best in the NFL. 3.7 per rush, 3.7 per yards. That ties us for 4th in the NFL, really solid there. We're giving up 240.6 yards a game, though, through the air. Puts us at 24th. That needs to change. QBRs is at an 87.5. That puts us at 15th against quarterbacks. We are tied exactly with the Raiders at 15 sacks. Tied for 26. Like I said, we had the same kind of deal that they have over there with the Raiders. They got Crosby, we got Aiden Hutchinson. It's almost the same type. We just can't generate a pass. We don't have a pass rush besides Aiden Hutchinson. And even he's not getting home as much as he should be. And I'm not bashing Aiden Hutchinson here, but he's let more than a few sacks slip out of his grips this year. So yeah, 15 tied with the Raiders at 26, and then 35% stopping third downs into first downs. That 35%, that puts us at 5th in the NFL. Not bad. It's good there. Defenses on the field, 27 minutes, 30 seconds per average, puts us at number 3, which is good. You want to get off the field as fast as you can on defense. And then we're giving up 21.6 points per game. That puts us at 20th in the NFL. You know, there needs to be a little bit better too as well. But after that drumming last week against the Baltimore Ravens, that average went up a little bit. So now we're at 20. I forget what we were last week, but I don't even think it was in the 20s. It might have been close, but I don't think it was in the 20s. But yeah, 20th in the NFL, 21.6 points per game. Needs to get better. Now let's get to the rosters, guy, real quick. Raiders first. Quarterback Jimmy G. It looks like he's playing. Maybe game time decision, back injury. That's a serious injury. He's pretty much been a Band-Aid his whole career, Jimmy G. But it looks like he's going to be going Monday night. If not, it'll be a Brian Hoyer or an Aiden O'Connell, the rookie. So, but I'm assuming Jimmy G's playing. Then the running backs, Josh Jacobs, is pretty much all you have to really worry about there. Wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers. Myers is super underrated. Hunter Renfrow not having a good year too as well. But that's pretty much their 1 through 3. The tight ends, Michael Mayer, the good rookie out of Notre Dame, solid player who's played pretty good the last couple weeks. Had a nice game 2 weeks ago, getting a little bit more acclimated into the offense, getting more involved. And then they got Austin Hooper too there as well. So nice vet, had some pretty decent seasons with the Browns, the Atlanta Falcons. So nice vet to kind of school Michael Mayer there to learn the ropes. So they got a nice 1-2 punch there, and we struggle against tight ends. We really do. Then left tackle, Colton Miller. Left guard, Dylan Parham. And then center, Andre James. Right guard, Greg Von Rotten. What a fantastic name. And then right tackle, Thayer Munford Jr. Don't know much about their O-line. It's nothing special. It's not that good. It can be got, man. You know what I mean? So that offensive line can be got. So we need to get that offensive line on their heels. Now on to the defense. Now on to the defense. We might as well start. We start off with. Yeah, right? No, wait. What am I doing here? I feel like I'm kind of all over the board here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I kind of wrote something here first, then I kind of skipped it. Silly me. Well, let's go to the Lions offense. Sorry guys. Jared Goff, Teddy Bridgewater backing him up. Running back Jamar Gibbs, the rookie. Craig Reynolds, Divine Zigbo. They brought back Jamar Jefferson for some godly unknown reason. I have no idea why. You know, maybe guys falling apart, but you know, this regime, I love it, but they do some weird things to me, anyways. Then wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Jameson Williams, Antoine Green. Going to get a bump up because Marvin Jones, semi-retired. You know, vibes up to Starvin Marvin. Hopefully everything's okay with him and his family. And then they brought back Tom Kennedy. So another weird thing to me, Jamar Jefferson, Tom Kennedy. This team, this regime, I love what they're doing, but the obsession with bringing back players is just bizarre to me. It's super bizarre, and I almost made another video about Tom Kennedy, but I didn't want to because last time I did it, people got kind of mad. People got kind of mad because Tom Kennedy's everybody's favorite son. So I should have did it anyways. But why he's back, don't even ask. Don't even ask. He's not playing over anybody here. He's not playing over anybody here. People think this guy's Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola mixed into one. He's not. You know, he's that guy that works hard, try hard guy. You know, you love what he does in preseason, and that's what he is. He's a preseason guy. That's what he is. You know, but he's back. He's back, and I don't know if he'll be elevated. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure he's going to be elevated. You know, unless they elevate Dylan Drummond or something like that, which they've done. So I guess more on that. It'll probably be Drummond. I'm assuming it'll be Drummond because he's been in the system, the whole year. It's the same system. Tom Kennedy knows the system. So I guess that's the reason I'm spending way too much time on this anyways. Tight end, Sam Laporta. The rookie at Iowa, Brock Wright, James Mitchell, round the knot off. Left tackle, Taylor Decker. Left guard, I believe it's going to be Coyote Wasika. Center, Graham Glasgow, I'm assuming, because Frank Ragnow is hurt. He's got that toe, the calf, the rest, everything mixed up. He's doubtful. I'm assuming he's not playing. So Glasgow is probably going in there to play. The right guard, Halapula Vaitai. At right guard, maybe. Maybe it's a Colby Sorsdal. Maybe it's all. I just have a feeling we're going to see a makeshift again. It's just going to be a makeshift, No Jonah. No Frank Ragnow, so it's going to be makeshift. And then right tackle, Penei Sewell. Colby Sorsdal's backing him up. Colby Sorsdal can play guard. He can even play a little bit of center. They had him at center, but he didn't do any center snaps in college though. He's mainly a tackle. He was a pretty good offensive tackle for a small school, but he's still a good one. So I just expect another makeshift O-line, and please block Max Crosby. Whoever's going to be on Max Crosby, that was the defense, I would try to get him lined up on guards all day, because I think it's going to be a little bit of an easier matchup for him to go against guards. But he's probably more comfortable on the outside. But if he's anything like Hutchinson, he's pretty versatile. He can go in and out. But that's just me. I'm not a coach, so. But I think we're going to have some weakness going in at guard going on this game, because we got Decker and Sewell on the outside of the bookends. So. But hey, who knows? So okay, let's go to that Raider defense. Defensive end, Max Crosby. A little bit banged up, but looks like he's going to be going. That guy's an animal. He's a workhorse. Defensive tackle, John Jenkins. Defensive tackle, Belial Nichols. Defensive end, Malcolm Kuntz. They got Tyree Wilson, the rookie, the high drafted rookie who hasn't really done much, I believe, as a Raider. Will linebacker, Robert Spillane. Middle linebacker, Luke Masterson. Divine Diablo might be out. I guess maybe he's a game time decision, but he's not he's actually pretty good, Divine Diablo. He's a good linebacker. Probably their second best defensive player next to Crosby. And then left cornerback, Marcus Peters. Strong safety, Trevion Morig. Free safety, Marcus Epps. Right cornerback, David Long Jr. I believe he was a Michigan guy. And then nickelback, Amik Robertson. Nate Hobbs, the starter, out. So they got a little bit of weakness going on at nickel cornerback. So not a great defense. They play the pass pretty well. They do play the pass pretty well. Marcus Peters is kind of one of those, what's he called? Kind of like a take a chance type of guy, man. He'll jump routes. He'll jump routes and sometimes get burned. You know what I mean? That's what kind of his MO is. He doesn't really play. He just kind of plays by the seat of his pants, man. He kind of gets out of position a lot, but he tries to make a big play. That's his MO, trying to make that big interception. And yeah, so but they do play the pass pretty good. They can be run on. So and then that Lions defense, here. John Kaminsky at defensive end, Josh Pascal backing him up. He's a little bit banged up too as well. I don't think I even mentioned him in the injury report, but he is suffering. Again, he is questionable. Nose tackle, Benito Jones, Isaiah Buggs, Broderick Martin, still not even dressed for a game. 3rd round pick. I think it's ridiculous. No defensive tackle, Lee McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike, and then the edge, Aiden Hutchinson. Needs to have a big game this week. Romeo Alguara, Charles Harris. Then you got Will linebacker, Alexander Zaloni, Malcolm Rodriguez in there. He's playing hurt. Jalen Reeves-Maben. Middle linebacker Barnes as well. Sam linebacker, Jack Campbell, the rookie out of Iowa. Julian Aquara, kind of bouncing around from defensive line to linebacker as well. Left cornerback, Cam Sutton. He's got a tough assignment this week. And then strong safety, Kirby Joseph, Melifonwu backing him up, Tracy Walker at free safety. Right cornerback, looks like it's going to be Jerry Jacobs. I pray to the heavens it's not Will Harris. Will Harris will get absolutely abused by any outside wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders. If it's Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, who's having a really quiet, good, it's not even really that quiet. But he's having a really nice season on a really bad offense. on a really bad offense. So you got Will Harris backing up Jacobs, and then you got Khalil Dorsey hanging around there playing special teams. And then nickelback, Brian Branch, the rookie, needs to have a little bit of a bounce back game. He didn't have a good game last week. And you got Chase Lucas kind of lingering around as well too. So those are the rosters, guys, right there. Now I'm going to talk a little bit of the Lions offense versus the defense. This offense, man, again, another game that I wish that they had David Montgomery. I love what Jahmyr Gibbs did last week. He scored a touchdown. He had almost 70 yards. He was heavily involved. People want to talk about garbage time. He had 20 touches, yada, yada, yada. Okay. But we saw a little bit of what he can be, with the 20 touches overall, with the 11 carries, the 9 catches, the targets. That's kind of what he is. I don't think he's a workhorse back. That's just my opinion. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. He is a weapon, but he's going to be used heavily again against the Raiders, and he should be. The one thing the Raiders can do, a little bit like I said, they can stop the pass, but they can't really stop the run. Okay, so I expect a heavy dose of Gibbs, Reynolds, a Zigbo. Are they calling up Jamar Jefferson? But I expect Gibbs and Reynolds to get majority of the touches. So those guys should be running the football on his team. Obviously, they're going to pass the ball. The Lions are not afraid. Even when I talked about that Tampa Bay game, it's kind of the same deal. You can run on them a little bit. You can't really pass on the Buccaneers. But look what Goff did. He doused them with 350-something yards, throw him through the air, a couple touchdowns. He was fantastic on the road too, which was impressive. But now we need this at home against this team. So I expect a heavy dose of running, but you still got to kill him with the play action. That's what Goff is great at. I expect heavy doses of short area passes to guys like Laporta, Amon-Ra getting this thing. And then, hey, J-Mo, time to step up, man. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I'm praising you. You had a beautiful catch. You had 2-3 catches, 50-something yards. You had a couple drops at Tampa Bay game, and then this Baltimore game was insane. You had like 6 targets. You dropped at least 2 or 3 of them. Some balls were terribly thrown. I understand that. But you got to make those catches on some of those balls. I don't know what's going on, man, over there. I don't know what's going on with this. Ben Johnson coming out saying, he's just not there yet. We're in the end of October on his second year. I get it now, okay? I do get it that he was hurt pretty much all of last year. You can really just throw his rookie season into the garbage. That's fine. But we are into his 10th game now? We're coming into his 10th game, I think, playing overall. Still raw, still green. But man, I don't like the words, we're just not there yet. Like, what more do you have to say? You got Goff backing him up. You got Ben Johnson trying to back him up. It's just getting frustrating. It's getting frustrating with J-Mo because I'm trying so hard to support it because I want it to happen. Why wouldn't I? I'm a Lions fan. I'm not one of those Lions fans that go out there and pray that I'm right about a player. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I say that a player is going to be a bust, or if I say a player is going to be really good, and he becomes good. Say I think he's going to be really good, and I say that guy's going to be good, and a lot of people say he's not. I don't come on here gloating about it, saying, patting myself on the head, rubbing my hands together, going, "Told you so." There's a lot of fans out there like that. I want to be supportive of a player because he's not only on my team, but I also want to put my foot in my mouth every now and then if I do rip the guy apart. If I do come out and say, "What the hell is J-Mo doing? What is going on here?" I want to come on the next week and go, "Man, see, I ripped him apart. He showed up. He scored a bunch of times. He scored a touchdown or 2. He caught like 6 balls, 80-something to 100 yards." That's what I want to see. I'm sick of seeing the drops, man. I'm sick of the drops. It's time that this got cleaned up. I don't want to hear that they're not on the same page. We've had 2 years of these guys being together. Like, I get it. The physical thing wasn't there for the first year. He didn't have a training camp. He didn't have an OTA, anything first year. But he's been out there. He's been out there for year 2. He's been out there for year 2, and it needs to improve. And I'm talking too much about it because this is supposed to be a preview, not just one thing. But it's time. We got to get this guy either involved find out what's going on here. We got to get it going. But run the ball on the. You have to run the ball on the Raiders. You got to run the ball on the Raiders, and then obviously you got to use the play action and hit him where it hurts, because we are a very good play action team, and we won't shy away from it because the Raiders are a good pass defense. So then the Raiders offense versus our defense, that Raider offense over there is bizarre. They got 2-3 stars on that team, superstars. I think Josh Jacobs is a superstar running back, and I think Davante Adams is a superstar wide receiver. Jacobs has had maybe 2 good games out of 7. Wide receiver, Davante Adams was killing it at the beginning of the year. They got a little bit of a shoulder injury. He's kind of I don't want to say fallen off, but he's had a couple different quarterback changes. He hasn't had the big numbers as of late. The first 4 or 5 weeks, he was really good. And then Jacoby Myers. Don't sleep on this guy, man. Don't sleep on Jacoby Myers. He is quietly having an outstanding season. He's quietly having a really outstanding season. Guy came from New England. I really liked him a lot coming into this season. I got him on a couple fantasy teams. Really liked him. I just really liked him. I thought he was going to a better situation with the Raiders. Having a guy like Davante Adams mentor him and kind of just feed off of him. And he's done well with really bad quarterback play. Really bad quarterback play. Really just bad overall offensive play. So, but what you're going to have to do is obviously you're going to have to stop the run, because Josh Jacobs can bust one anytime, even though they have the worst running attack in the NFL, which is bizarre, but they do. They have the worst running attack in the NFL altogether. So, but Jacobs can bust one any minute. He's got speed, he's got power, he's got vision. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He does everything well. He does everything really good. It's just that it hasn't really morphed into this year. It really hasn't. He was the best running back in the NFL, I believe, last year. Best one. He was either one or two. He was fantastic. He was awesome. He was a great running back last year. He was a top 3 guy, whatever he was. Just hasn't materialized into 2023, and I hope it doesn't materialize Monday night. So we got to stop them, and they got tough assignments in the secondary with Adams and a guy like Jacoby Myers. Really tough, man. Like whoever's on Jacoby Myers, it obviously is going to be switching around, but I expect Sutton to be traveling most of the game with Davante, and he'll be on Myers too, though. He'll be on Myers too, because if Myers is eating up people, they'll make that switch. So then that's why get the pass rush going. Somebody please help out Aiden Hutchinson for sake, you know what I mean? For F's sake. Somebody help him out. And this is why I want them to go after somebody in a trade in helping out Aiden Hutchinson. We don't have a pass rush. So if you're going to give a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, who's not a great quarterback, but you give him time, he's going to eat you up, just like any NFL quarterback will. It doesn't matter who's back there. I don't care if it's Aiden O'Connell or Brian Hoyer. You give these guys time, they're going to eat you up because they're NFL quarterbacks. And guys like Myers and Davante Adams are going to get open. And then if they're not open, Michael Mayer is a guy that you have to really worry about from the tight end position, the rookie out of Notre Dame. We don't handle tight ends that well. They're pretty successful against us. So, and Myers is starting to come along on his own. Last couple games, he's played pretty well. So, you got to do a lot of things to stop the run, obviously. You got to really clamp down on guys like wide receivers Davante Adams and Jacoby Myers, and get a pass rush. Get a pass rush. Stop the run and get the pass rush, I think, are the 2 main keys to winning this football game. And that's it. Now, Hutchinson needs to abuse that O-line. It's not a great O-line by any stretch. It's not. And he needs help. He needs guys' help from Romeo, from Julian, whoever's in there. Charles Harris, from another, Kaminsky. Kaminsky needs to wake up, too. It's time to wake up. So, saying all that, I think the Lions are gonna win this game 31-17. We're a little bit different team at home. Okay, we're a different team at home. We put points on the board. We play exceptional defense at home. even though we have had some good outings on the road. But at home, we're a different animal, I think. And after getting embarrassed last week versus the Ravens, Lions are coming in hungry. To go up 6-2 would be really, really nice at the halfway point through the season. It really would. So 31-17, guys, Detroit Lions. Book it, bet it, it's happening. Then up next, week 9, a bye week. Couldn't come any quicker, couldn't come any sooner. Perfect. We got injuries. We need guys healing up. We got some guys possibly coming back, maybe like a James Houston in week 10. Who knows what happens there? Don't quote me on that. But there's some guys getting healthier as we speak. And win this game, go into the bye week, 6-2 would be perfect. We got a nice, comfortable lead in the North, NFC North right now. We got a couple North teams squaring up in a few minutes here. But yeah, and then we come back to a Week 10 matchup, and we go to LA and we face the LA Chargers, and Justin Herbert and the boys. And that's a good offense, but that's another team that doesn't play defense. They don't play that good defense, and they have some dogs on that defense too as well, but they just don't play great defense. And I think they're 2-4 right now, so I don't even know who they play today. Chargers? I mean the Chiefs? I'm not even sure who Chargers play. So, but they could be 2-5. They could be 2-5 going into that game, and who knows what's going to happen there. So, Week 8, Monday night, Ford Field, Las Vegas Raiders come to town. We're putting the beat down on them. Let's go into that game. Let's win it. Go into Week 9 for the bye. Rest up. Come back. Week 10. Go to LA. Play the Chargers. So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot. This is a long one. Appreciate it. Enjoy your Sunday night games. This is a Sunday video because I did it. We got a game going on Monday night. So thanks a lot, guys, for coming in and listening to the Detroit Lions, to the preview. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom right. Don't forget the notification bell up top. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. We appreciate it, guys. Go Lions, one pride. Let's go, baby. Boom.